Kayvon Thibodeau who? Let's talk about the game.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And then the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
So by rule, the game is over.
The Lions Hangover.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lions Hangover podcast. Thank you for watching and listening, either on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed and liked and even commented and reviewed. Of course, find me on all social medias as well. We got the Twitters, we got the Instagrams, we got the Facebooks. All right, so let's talk about the game. The Lions have won 3 straight. The last time that happened was in 2017. Now they're going for 4 straight against the Buffalo Bills. Of course, this Thanksgiving, so only 4 days from now. They haven't won 4 straight since, I believe, 2010. At the end of the 2010 season, they went for a 7-game win streak, I think. Maybe even a 9-game win streak between the 2010-2011 season. I'll have to double check that, but I think that's what all of my research found. So, but I'd like to start off by talking about Sauce Gardner. That's right, defensive back for the New York Jets. The rookie phenom has 44 tackles, 30 solo tackles, which means he's got 14 assisted tackles, and 2 interceptions. Now, he is a fantastic player, but I'm going to lay some more stats down on you. Aiden Hutchinson, he has 28 tackles, 19 solo, and 9 assisted. He also has 5.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and as of today, a fumble recovery. I'm starting right out. Aiden Hutchinson should be Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's up there. No other defensive lineman has 2 interceptions. I got a little stat here as well to back this up. He's the second player in NFL history to record 5 sacks, 2 interceptions through 10 career games. Only defensive end / linebacker Leslie O'Neal in 1986 has done this. Also, his 2 interceptions tie for the most a rookie defensive lineman has ever had in NFL history. So, there was some talk. I think we're getting late enough in the season. We can start talking about prospects as far as what awards will be given out at the end of the year and how our draft picks have paid off so far this season. We are in week 11. We've played 10 games because we've got 1 bye week. Aiden Hutchinson should be Defensive Rookie of the Year. No doubt about it. And I would almost throw Kirby Joseph in that mix as well, but he's only played a handful of games. But he's already got 3 interceptions, and I would almost say that he's better than Sauce Gardner. But time will tell. No discredit to Saucy, he's a phenomenal player. But, yeah, Hutchinson, he's paid off. And there's even another guy on the other side of on the other team, really, let's say, Kayvon Thibodeau, who only had 2 tackles today. No sacks, no interceptions. Yeah, no tackles for losses either. So, Aiden Hutchinson haters, shut up. Kayvon Thibodeau lovers, shut up. I mean, this was the game. This was the matchup. And right now, the hindsight is that the Lions have picked the right guy. So I'm happy to say that. So I had to start the show off with that. Hutchinson was my guy from the draft. He's the guy I wanted them to pick. He was the guy that I felt would have made the most impact right away. And there's been some ups and downs. Like, I'm not trying to say that he's been amazing the entire season, but he's been solid. And I would say the last 3 weeks, he has been pretty dominant. Maybe that's a hot take for some of you. I don't know, but I feel like he's been pretty dominant. All right, so let's get to the game now. The Lions win. The Lions kick butt. The Lions they won 31-18 against the Giants, the 7-2 Giants at the time. Now, of course, they're 7-3. The Lions go up to 4-6. Overall, I don't think Jared Goff played that great. He played mediocre. He did not lose this game for us, but I thought he did very little to help us win. The person who I do feel helped us win, other than our defense, was Jamal Williams. He had 17 rushes for 64 yards and a whopping 3 touchdowns. And you could almost argue that he should have had a fourth, but they gave it to DeAndre Swift, which I'm happy for. I'm happy for DeAndre Swift. I like him, injury prone or not. I think we would all say that we want him to play well, because if he's playing well, that means our team is playing well, generally speaking. So DeAndre Swift only had 5 carries for 20 yards. That's an average of 4 yards a carry. That's not too shabby. Small sample size, but still not too shabby. And the touchdown. The Giants, on the other hand, they had Saquon Barkley. And let's see, he carried the ball 15 times. 15. If you don't know, he only got 22 yards. He was up there for one of the league's leading rushers, and the Lions' defense shut him down. The Lions' defense was amazing today as far as stopping Saquon Barkley. That's pretty much the only person they really stopped, because Daniel Jones was able to rush 7 times for 50 yards. He scrambled 7 times for 50 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown. That's pretty much for the rushing. That's pretty much it for the rushing highlights between both teams. St. Brown, though, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he did have 7 receptions today, with his longest being 32 yards. St. Brown continues to get it done, and I'm going to cheer for him as loud as I can. He's a top 7 receiver, definitely a top 10 receiver in this league. He's not getting enough credit. I'm going to keep saying it. This man is amazing. He's a class act. He catches everything that comes his way, which isn't always easy when Jared Goff is your quarterback. He's awesome. I'm going to make fun of Jared Goff a little bit, though. He made some decisions today that I wasn't so happy with. That one throw that was almost picked off as he was trying to go deep to Chark. I love aggressive, but I hate stupidity. He was covered. He wasn't open. You only needed a first down, so you only needed 10 yards. And at this time, the game's not put away yet. The game is still up for grabs. And you need to make smart decisions, and that was not one of them. It was almost picked off. We got lucky, and then we take a delay of game, I believe, and then we end up punting away, which Jack Fox, I thought he had a good game today. I think they only punted 2 or 3 times today, though. I can tell you. Oh, they punted 5 times. Holy crap. His long punt, though, was 63 yards, and he got it pinned inside the 21 time. But overall, I thought he played great. Badgley, I thought, played great too, because the Giants kicker, he missed 2 extra points, and it got down to the point where they were just going to go for 2 points from there on out. What's his name? Almost got that wrong. Ganu. He missed 2 extra points today. The first one was definitely the wind. The second one I feel like might have just been inaccurate. Maybe he was overcorrecting because of the wind last time. Not entirely sure. It doesn't really matter because the Lions win, but they don't win like last week against the Bears. The extra point was not that crucial to us, because we only won by 1 point last week. Thankfully, the Lions played good enough to where they weren't reliant on the other team's kicker to miss extra points. The vibe of the game, I feel like the Lions defense all game long, they came to play, especially against, like I said, Saquon Barkley. They couldn't stop Daniel Jones. He scrambled and rushed and did whatever he wanted. But the Giants' offensive identity is not Daniel Jones, it's Saquon Barkley. So the Lions hurt them where it would hurt most, and they weren't able to rush the ball. And with the 2 interceptions on defense, one from Hutchinson and one from Kirby Joseph, I would argue Daniel Jones had a decent day throwing the ball. He just got unlucky with a couple picks, and I mean that worked out for us. We got points off of the picks, especially the Hutchinson interception. Man, the defensive stats on this are just amazing. We had 2 sacks today, one from Aleem the Dream McNeil and Kaminsky. I thought Kaminsky had a great game as well. So 2 sacks a day against Jones. There was lots of pressure throughout the entire game on Jones. He was able to get away again and run the ball. He is athletic. Lions do struggle against scrambling quarterbacks, but overall it didn't hurt them. Lions were in control the entire game. It was amazing. Of course, you know, as a typical Lions fan, you're nervous all the way up until that last whistle of the game. But overall, solid defensive performance all the way around. There were some big plays. Man, Lions football is getting exciting. Are you not having a good time watching these 3 games? Like, they're coming up with big plays defensively, which we hadn't seen all year. They're coming up with big plays on offense, which we've seen all year, but they amount to nothing because of the defense. And it's amazing. Like, it's about time. It's about time we turn that corner. I don't know if we're completely out of the woods yet as far as turning the corner. We definitely are missing some pieces on defense, maybe one piece on offense to make it consistent. But 2 pieces on offense that I think of, and one is going to be a wide receiver, and one is going to be a quarterback. That's going to make us a consistent offense. Defensively, though, I feel like we still need one more guy on the line. We need one more guy as a linebacker. Rodrigo was back today. I thought he had a mediocre game. He finished the game with 4 tackles. 3 of them were solos, though. But he didn't make a whole lot of noise. He was just doing his job, which is good. He's a reliable piece on the defense, but I feel like we need one more solid linebacker. Anzalone finished with 5 tackles, and 2 of them were solos. So, again, he's a solid piece, but you want to start getting depth as well. So you're looking for one more key linebacker. I almost want to say with the way the defensive backs have been playing, we're coming around. I didn't think Jerry Jacobs had a great game today. He did have 6 tackles. All of them were solos, but, I mean, that's just because Daniel Jones was able to throw the ball. But still, you're looking at Okudah, who did go out for a concussion protocol, but he tweeted shortly after he disappeared that he was okay, so hopefully he'll be back for the Buffalo Bills game. Kirby Joseph, who is starting to come along, rookie. You know, he's only played, I think, like 5 or 6 games, something like that. But it's been a solid 5 or 6 games. I think he's only had 1 bad game. And then McNeil, it was awesome to see McNeil make a presence for himself that they had to adjust to keep him. Right away, he was making an impact. I think he had a big tackle against Barkley the very first play, and then he got that sack a few plays later against Daniel Jones. So Okudah, Joseph, still not a fan this season of Oruwariye. He's still got to get a little bit better. But yeah, it's defensive backfield starting to look strong. You need one more piece. Let's just say, you can't ever have enough defensive backs, especially because Oruwariye was amazing last year, and he's not really showed up this year. So you're going to want one more piece. I also have to say thanks to the Lions for winning the toss and deferring until the second half. That played out perfectly because the Lions scored before the half, and I think they did not score after the half, but it didn't end up costing them. I feel like I'm rambling here now. Badgley was 1 for 1 with a field goal from 24 yards, and he was 4 for 4 with extra points. So Badgley continues to be a solid piece for us. As windy as it was in New York, I feel like this is no small feat. I wish the Lions would have put themselves in position instead of throwing it deep. I wish they would have put themselves in position to kick a field goal, like a 40-yarder. I know it was windy, but, I mean, take a shot. Badgley's coming up big for you. Like, he's earning some respect. Give him a chance to prove himself. You end up going for it on 4th down, and then that was the delay of call, and then, Jack Fox delay of game call, and then Jack Fox ended up punting, which we already covered. The refs today, I feel like the refs were inconsistent. They would call some stuff that I felt was weak on both sides. I feel like the Lions came up with the more favorable calls, but they also didn't call some stuff on both sides where it's like, come on, clearly that was a penalty there. Again, nothing major. It's hard to complain when you're winning. It's like you're just looking for things to complain about. So overall, a solid game. I'm trying to think what else from the game I need to say or need to highlight. I would say my game aspirin is going to Jamal Williams and Aiden Hutchinson and I feel like Aleem McNeil needs to get a game aspirin as well. He got his first sack of the season. Runner-up game aspirins, I would say Kirby Joseph. He was really close. And St. Brown. Those guys. Runner-up aspirins. So, amazing performance by them. Amazing performance. So, next week, 4 days away, we play against the Buffalo Bills. Man, I don't know. Lions have confidence. Josh Allen is not playing like Josh Allen should be playing. With that said, it's still the Buffalo Bills. With that said, it is very hard to win 4 games in a row. It's a short week for both teams. Buffalo is, of course, in Detroit because they got snowed out, so they played their game in Detroit today. We're the ones traveling back. It's almost like we're the road team. It's really hard to say that the Lions are going to win. I hope it's... Josh Allen is a freak. He can throw the ball. They got Stephon Diggs. He can catch the ball. Their running game is their weakness, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Josh Allen is probably going to be the team's best rusher, especially since Lions can't stop a scrambling quarterback. You hope it's going to stay close because then the Lions are going to have a shot. But I don't see this being close. I think the Lions are just too outmanned. It's going to be like a Miami game all over again. Buffalo just has wide receivers that are going to burn us. So unless their offensive line is just crushed and the Lions are in Josh Allen's face all day, that's the only way we're going to be able to beat them. If Josh Allen gets out of the pocket and he's able to run, we're in trouble because then you got to protect that, and then that leaves Diggs open. The Lions are going to be in trouble next week. So they have to play a flawless game next week. Buffalo is a Super Bowl contender. They are a dominant team. I know they can be beaten, but it's just going to be tough. It is just going to be really, really tough. So we will see what happens. Go Lions, go for 4 in a row. Either way, I just hope it's going to be a good game. With that said, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I don't exactly know when I'll be able to get a episode out next week, probably Friday, maybe Saturday. We will see how that goes. But other than that, again, thanks for watching, listening, subscribing. I hope you've had a good time. I know I have. Sorry for my freakishly looking eye. There's like some swelling going on or something. I don't know. Eyelid's infected. It's not pink eye because my eye is white. My eyes are beautiful except that eyelid. So, gray shirt. Changed my shirt today. I wore that blue shirt all week. It's my lucky charm. It still smells good. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks again. Bye, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.